we put new to us using recycled southern yellow pine, which, by the way, came from a different source than this. These came from a bleachery or wallpaper manufacturing plant off the airport road in Fitchburg, Massachusetts, another mill that Barnstorm just tore down. Pretty good stuff. There are some cracks in it, but generally the wood was quite solid and very nice stuff to work with, that nice dense grain. Very, very hard to chisel, by the way. So anyway, everything is now notched out and so forth. One of the difficulties was to get the bolts to come up through, that is to drill all the way up through and have the holes come out exactly the same on the bottom and the top. And we had some difficulties doing that, but as you can see there, everything was bolted together and finally worked out. The tenons, on the other end, Tom Dow made all new tenons. What I did was incorporated the old and the new, so we got close to the original locations. The tenons are at different levels only because of where these pieces came out. We will fit the mortises, which are the female part of the sill that goes across the end, will be fitted exactly at different levels so that everything will just slide on here. Using some of the original, we'll have to reinforce them a bit, we'll have to put some epoxy in here. But we tried to keep as much of the original as we could. Here is a plate. The coupler is right here. There are two long reinforcing rods that go through here and hold the coupler on. And then there are bolts going down through this big plate here and the bracket and all that. That'll be in your next episode when we get to that. Notice how dense this grain is. I haven't counted it, but I would say that there's at least 40 per inch. That really makes this wood hard. They call it hard pine in addition to being southern yellow pine. And it really is hard. When you're chiseling it, you think you're chiseling a piece of maple here. When we sawed these off, it was really hard work. Now you can see here's some, this was a filler that goes way down inside here. This is much more open. Down here, much more open. It depended on the climate, that the amount of rainfall that there was and how much other wood there was around them at the same time. One of the problems that we found in southern yellow pine is what I call shelling. I'm not sure what the real term is, maybe that's correct. The grain does tend to separate for whatever reason when stresses occurred in the wood. So you can see a little bit of a filler here, and where that came through on the side, we put epoxy in here to kind of glue them back together to make units out of them. It may or may not have been necessary because the stuff is still plenty strong.